Sean Carter, known to the world as Jay-Z, felt the cold chill of the New York federal courtroom air in January 2025. But even colder were the whispers spreading like a digital virus outside. Got footage, Diddy, Jay-Z being erased. Those words, like fragments from a bad dream, suddenly permeated the informational space, besieging the empire he had painstakingly built. The laser-sharp gaze of Judge Annalisa Torres was fixed on his legal counsel, and Jay-Z knew this was more than just a legal battle. This was a multi-front war, an assault on his honor and his legacy. "I will never tolerate these lies," Jay-Z muttered to himself, his voice low but resolute, flashing headlines flickering in his mind. "The rumors of gay footage involving me and Diddy are utterly fabricated. A vile attempt to smear my name and distract from the horrific truth about Sean Diddy Combs. I have and always will fight against injustice and deceit." Judge Torres's voice cut through the chilling silence. "Counsel, your tactics, while perhaps effective elsewhere, are crossing a line. This court will not be rushed. We will not be swayed by the magnitude of wealth or fame. Your client's request to unmask the plaintiff, Jane Doe, at this stage is unacceptable, especially when malicious rumors are rampant, attempting to link influential figures to heinous acts, clearly to deflect from the real investigations. This court will not waste judicial resources on attempts to undermine a witness." The judge brought down her gavel, a resonant, decisive thud. "The defense's request is denied." Murmurs began to ripple through the gallery like an unseen current. Jay-Z took a deep breath, his eyes narrowing. He knew this was just the beginning. The light of justice sometimes illuminates the most unexpected corners of history, unearthing secrets long buried. To truly understand what was unfolding, to pull back the curtain on the hidden truths, we must journey back in time, to the pivotal moments that shaped this tragedy. The chronoscape shifts, transporting us back to September 2000. Flashing lights, pulsating music, and the scent of expensive champagne mingled in the air. After the MTV Video Music Awards, the after-parties had transformed into stages of decadence and fleeting dreams. P. Diddy, then at the zenith of his power, a self-made king of his music empire, appeared resplendent. His charisma was legendary, his magnetism undeniable. He moved through the throng of Hollywood stars, a phantom limb of allure, drawing them all into his orbit. He cultivates an aura of effortless cool, a benevolent host offering endless indulgence. Hollywood's elite gravitated towards him. The rising ingenues, the established leading men, the supermodels like Naomi Campbell or Paris Hilton often seen in his orbit, those who craved to be part of that glittering world. For them, a Diddy after-party was an initiation, a stamp of approval, a key to the inner sanctum of celebrity. But beneath that glittering surface, a sinister undertow began to pull. "My dear, you possess a captivating light," Diddy said, his voice smooth, alluring, almost hypnotic, as he approached a young, aspiring actress, fresh-faced and eager, her eyes wide with wonder at the celebrities surrounding her. "Come, let me introduce you to some truly influential people. The night is young, and your star is just beginning to rise." The young actress, flattered and overwhelmed, smiled shyly and followed him. Jay-Z whispered to a friend standing next to him, "It's Diddy again. Same old script. That girl doesn't know what she's walking into." The whispers began gradually, like distant echoes in a vast empty chamber. Stories of private rooms, of drinks pressed into hands, of sudden disorientation. The line between consensual revelry and something far more sinister blurs. The allure of Diddy's inner circle became a gilded cage. Names like Usher, who reported living with Diddy in his younger days, or rapper Mace, who publicly clashed with Diddy over contract and music rights, had all testified or felt the weight of Diddy's power. Jay-Z to Mace after an event. "Hey Mace, how's the contract with Diddy? Rumor has it it's not going well." Mace, sigh, "You know, Jay, things were never simple with Diddy. He wanted to control everything." It was a chilling transformation. The orchestrator of dreams became a puppeteer, his strings attached to the very fabric of innocent lives. The unnamed female celebrity, mentioned in Jane Doe's lawsuit, a ghost in the system, was not an isolated incident. She was merely one thread in a tapestry of fear and complicity. There were others, the acclaimed pop sensation, whose meteoric rise was suddenly cut short, citing exhaustion but privately battling a debilitating illness. The beloved sitcom star whose once sparkling eyes now held a deep-seated sadness, a quiet resignation. The celebrated model who vanished from the public eye for months, only to reappear a shadow of her former self, her once vibrant spirit dimmed. Recent allegations have even linked actor Cuba Gooding Jr. to certain incidents reportedly occurring on Diddy's yacht. Jay-Z, talking to a close friend in the industry. "You see that singer? She used to be so radiant, now she looks so tired. Rumor has it she's involved in one of Diddy's parties." Friend, looking away. "I've heard rumors, but who's to say it, Jay?" And then the rumors grew stronger about Diddy's freak-offs, wild, elaborate parties, often involving prostitutes and even men, sometimes filmed. In the chaotic flow of information in the Wheel of Time, whispers and conspiracy theories spread rapidly, claiming that there was gay footage of Diddy, possibly even involving other powerful figures. Such footage, if it exists, was believed to be a tool for Diddy to control and manipulate. However, these remain largely speculative, and no concrete evidence has been widely released to verify the existence of such footage, especially any direct connection to Jay-Z. Diddy's supporters and detractors have used these rumors to shape public opinion, blurring the line between fact and fiction. These were not isolated incidents. They were patterns, dark constellations in the galaxy of Hollywood. The after-parties, once celebrated as exclusive gatherings, morphed into clandestine operations, shielded by a network of enablers, security details, and the sheer audacity of wealth. Diddy's power was absolute within these gilded walls. He controlled access, dispensed favors, and, chillingly, orchestrated the silence. For years, the victims, silenced by fear, by threats, by the overwhelming power of Diddy, dared not speak. Their careers, their reputations, their very lives hung in a precarious balance. The chronoscape held its breath, awaiting a rupture. Jay-Z to himself, or inner monologue. "One day it's all going to come out. It can't be hidden forever." Returning to the present, the media storm raged fiercer than ever. When news of Jane Doe's lawsuit broke in December 2024, Jay-Z's name was unexpectedly pulled into the vortex. For Jay-Z, who had dedicated his life to building an empire founded on respect and vision, this was a deeply personal assault, a stain on his legacy. "I can't believe this," Jay-Z said to his lawyer, his eyes steely. "These allegations, they are an insult." He understood that in the digital age, a rumor, however baseless, could inflict irreparable damage. "We need to clear this up, immediately." His legal team, armed with extensive knowledge and experience, moved swiftly. They labeled the accusations absurd, frivolous, and a blatant attempt at blackmail. Jay-Z didn't just want to win the case, he wanted to expose the truth, protecting not only his own name but also the trust of those who believed in him. However, the fight was far from easy. At the initial hearing in January 2025, when Jay-Z's lawyers attempted to push for Jane Doe's identity to be revealed, and for a swift dismissal of the case, Judge Annalisa Torres issued a stern rebuke. "This court will not be rushed, nor will it be pressured by high-profile attorneys," she declared, her words echoing through the courtroom. This reprimand, though not directly aimed at Jay-Z, caused a public stir, fueling further speculation about his involvement. Jay-Z to himself, "Every word, every move is scrutinized. I have to stand firm." In February 2025, the case took a dramatic turn when Jane Doe voluntarily withdrew her lawsuit against both Jay-Z, Aaron, and Diddy. The court dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning it could not be refiled. This was a clear victory for Jay-Z. "The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed," Jay-Z publicly stated, his voice firm and strong. "This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The truth, as it always does, has prevailed." The world seemed to breathe a collective sigh of relief, and Jay-Z was exonerated, at least in this particular matter. But the story didn't end there. ABC News obtained a secret recording of Jane Doe. In the recording, her voice faint, she told private investigators that Jay-Z didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts, and more surprisingly, that her lawyer had pushed her to sue Jay-Z. This recording, this irrefutable evidence, should leave no doubt about his innocence, Jay-Z's lawyer stated, a clear sense of relief in her voice. "It speaks for itself," a stark rebuttal to the fabricated narrative. However, Jane Doe later retracted this confession, stating she felt intimidated during the encounter with the investigators and stood by her original allegations. She claimed she dropped the case out of fear of retaliation. This demonstrated that Diddy's network, though crumbling, still wielded terrifying influence. Jay-Z, with the foresight of a leader, understood that the real battle lay in exposing the very roots of those behind these heinous acts. While Jay-Z was cleared of these false accusations, Diddy's fate was entirely different. He, once the king of entertainment, was now facing a multitude of far more serious legal troubles. Federal charges of sex trafficking and a sprawling criminal enterprise were gradually being uncovered. His dark secrets, hidden beneath layers of glamour and power for years, were now being brutally brought to light. Regarding the Diddy gay footage rumors, while the federal charges do mention Diddy's freak-offs that included kinky sex acts that were sometimes filmed, and that these videos could have been used for control or blackmail, there is no public or credible evidence directly linking Jay-Z to any such footage. Mainstream sources focus on Diddy's sex trafficking allegations, not on rumors about his sexual orientation or private videos involving non-victims. "Justice will be served," Jay-Z said in a private interview, his gaze distant as he looked out at the twinkling lights of New York City. "No one, no matter how powerful, can escape it." Federal Courtroom, June 2025. Diddy, gaunt and haggard, sat at the defense table, a mere shadow of his former self. Gone was the arrogance. Gone was the bravado. He looked like someone the chronoscape had crushed. "Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence we will present today will paint a chilling portrait," the prosecutor declared, their voice clear, powerful, echoing through the courtroom. "A portrait not of a music mogul, but of a predator who exploited, manipulated, and systematically abused vulnerable individuals for decades. The list of his alleged victims is extensive, spanning years and industries." From the gallery, murmurs and gasps arose. "It's about time," one person whispered. "He deserves what he gets," another replied. Jay-Z wasn't physically present here, but his presence, as someone who had weathered a part of the storm, lingered. He was living proof that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, can still rise. This case, a dark chapter in the Wheel of Time, is a chilling reminder of the sinister power of unchecked influence and the persistent, often painful journey toward truth. It is a testament to the resilience of those who dare to speak out, and to the character of a king who stands firm in the storm and defends his honor. It is a stark warning that even in the brightest constellation, darkness can lurk until the light of justice, however long delayed, finally breaks through. Diddy, facing a slew of serious federal charges including sex trafficking, extortion, and conspiracy, is facing a very harsh sentence. Given the nature and severity of the charges, especially the fact that they involved minors and human trafficking, legal experts predict Diddy could face life in prison or a sentence lasting decades. Rumors of his gay footage, while not the focus of the formal charges, have contributed to his scandalous image, further cementing his depraved lifestyle and controlling behavior. This story is not just about the fall of a villain, but also about the character of a king who stood firm against the storm, defended his honor, and proved that in the fight against evil, truth always has the final say.